Good morning, world. As the new year rolls around, many people are going to be doing New Year's resolutions, and many couples are going to be setting couple goals or couple resolutions for themselves. And one of the more common one is usually spend more time together. That's why today we're talking about 5 tips for helping make your date nights a success. The first one is to schedule it, because we have this tendency to expect, hope, wish, and figure that it's gonna happen, but it usually doesn't happen until you make it happen. That's why you schedule it. You decide, honey, we're going on a date on Tuesday at 7. You both agree on the day, you agree on the time, and you put it on your calendar. That way it starts becoming part of a priority. If someone suggests a different event or something else that would conflict with that time, you can look at your calendar and be like, hey, I'm busy. So schedule it. That's the first one. 2 is to plan something to do, because once you get into that family mode and not so much trying to win each other over anymore, sometimes we don't make the plan and your date ends up being you spending half the time trying to figure out, what do you want to do? Do you want to go eat? Where do you want to go? Where do you feel like going? Plan something to do. It doesn't matter what it is that you guys want to do, but make a plan. We're going to dinner at such and such. We're going to see that movie. That way you plan your date ahead of time. When your babysitter comes in and it's 6 o'clock and it's time to go on your date, you leave and you are going on your date. You're not spending the next 30 minutes, the next hour trying to figure out where you want to go. Is this place even open? 3, do things that you both enjoy. And one of my favorite things to do with couples is to have them rotate planning dates for each other. Things that you know your husband will like, things you know your wife will like, your girlfriend, your boyfriend. Take turns planning dates that would please one another. But of course, it's always even better if you plan dates that you both are going to enjoy equally. Make your dates fun and sensible. This means that, one, a lot of times people have this idea that because we're going on a date, we need to be spending a gazillion dollars. That is not true. A date can be something as simple as going to the theater, the local community theater that's $5 per person, or that free movie that your city puts on for the community. You could a picnic where you bring all the food from home. Whatever it is that you're doing, it does not need to cost a lot of money, because high cost and things, or trying to do too big events, are one of the reasons that sometimes people will go on fewer dates. Because if you're spending $1,000, $300 each time you go on a date, it becomes a little bit prohibitive. You may not be able to go on 3 dates a month or 4 dates a month, because your budget just might not have that much of a stretch. But if you're including fun, sensible, low cost things, or let me rephrase that, things that fit in your budget, because maybe your budget is that size where you can afford the 1,000, but make it sensible. And of course, if you know you got to work in the morning, don't do something that has you out until 4, because college days are gone now. You actually have to be a responsible adult in the morning. So make sure that you do things that are fun but fit into your life, both physically, budgetly, and all those other things, and all those other leads. And 5, and this is the most important of all of them, limit the guest list. Limit the guest list both physically and mentally. This means that you and your spouse, you and your significant other are the ones going on this date, and it needs to stay between you two. You cannot bring the kids physically or mentally. That means you cannot spend the whole time when you're on your date talking about the kids. What's going on with Johnny? What's going on with Emma? What's going on with, it doesn't matter what your kid's name is. Do not talk about them on your date. Pretend you have no kids. Go back to those days before the kids controlled your life. You are trying to get away from them. No, a little bit, yeah. So the date time needs to be time for you guys to be doing all these fun things you used to do when you were dating, things you were doing when you were trying to get them to make that call to call you the next day, or get her to say yes to a second date. Do those fun things. Flirt. Do things that would make your kids roll their eyes at you. Be fun, be spontaneous, be happy, just be free for a couple hours. And that's pretty much it. schedule it, make sure it's on your calendar so that you can't double book yourself. Plan something to do so you don't spend half your date trying to figure out what to do. Do something that you guys both enjoy, because if you both enjoy it, you both will be looking forward to it. 4, make it sensible, because you want to make it so that you are able to go on more than just one date a year. And finally, limit the guest list. You cannot bring your kids physically or mentally on your date. It's about you and your partner getting to spend time with each other, reconnecting, and getting to know each other, or staying in that stage where you know each other. All right? That is it for today. Good morning, world. Have a great day.